Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one, and you're going to laugh at me in a minute. So this is a little mini milk carton using the new Hoot Hoot Hooray stamp set. Now this is not in the annual catalogue. This is in the new Experience Creativity brochure, which is one designed for beginner stampers. And I have just sent 1,600 of these out in the post. I do have a handful left. If you want one, you just let me know. And in here, it's for the beginner stamper. So this card kit, actually the majority of all of this background, well, all of the background is done. Just a little bit of stamping to do the sentiments. And then you've got this lovely set here, and you can buy the extra bits to go with it to make a set of tags. Easy crafting. This is a small version of our Big Good Morning Magnolia set, and then there's a different set of cards to go with it. And you can buy a kit of everything. And then we've got this stamp set here, Celebrate with Cake. And again, all of these cards are done just using 2 ink pads, and you just need a set of note cards. And then we've got Hoot Hoot Hooray back here, which is done, the samples have been done with watercolouring. Now, here's the bit you're going to laugh at me. I looked at it and I thought, oh, that'd be cute. I can do a 2x2 little cute box. And I did it all based on the fact that this was 2 inches. But then when I opened it, I went, oh, the images are bigger, or they've seemed slightly bigger. So yeah, funny me. Okay, you can make 2 boxes from 1 sheet of cardstock, because you need a piece that is 8 1/4 by 5.5 inches, which in metric 21 by 14 centimeters. This is Sahara sand, and I use Sahara sand and So Saffron, blimey, alliteration gone mad, on this one. And I'm going to use Sahara sand again, but I'm going to put mint macaron with it. So on the long side, score it at 2, 4, 6 and 8, which is 5, 10, 15 and 20 centimetres. If you work in 8.5 by 11, leave yours at 8.5 inches. Us internationals, we work in 8 1/4. So yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 5, 10, 15 and 20. Turn it round and score it to 1 inch, 3.5, which is, that's not right at all. Oh, it's 1.5 inches. That's okay. It's at the bottom. We're not going to worry. That's the bottom. 1.5, 3.5. Turn it over and score it at 5, which in metric you're scoring it at 4, 9. Turning it over and scoring it at 12.5. And I just need to scribble on there. Okay. So that's where we're scoring. So coming back to the original side, first side we scored, put in your mark at 1 inch, just down to the first horizontal line, and 5 inches, which is 2.5 and 12.5, and that's why I did a 1 inch score instead of 1.5. I read the wrong set of measurements. Like I say, it's the bottom. Nobody's going to see it. Okay, so where's my ruler gone? You can see it. And what I'm going to do now, so these scored lines here, I'm going to do diagonals there and there, and so that you get the perfect closure on the milk carton. So the finished dimensions of it, 2 inch cube, 5 centimetres cubed. You could fit treats in there, sweets, yummy things, all good. Right, okay. Furnish the correct scored line. It's all fun and games here, isn't it? Love my job. It's the best job ever. I get to craft and giggle. Okay, so I'm burnishing all my score lines. And this last one is very little. Like I say, if you work in 8.5 by 11, don't trim it down to 8 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit off there. I'm going to cut that bit away. And I'm cutting straight down there. So all done. Now my pieces of VSP. Actually, so we have 6x6 pattern paper. That's everything that's left over. Seriously, I used 1 bit there and a bit there. Loads left over. They measure, let me turn my instructions around so they're the right way around, that would be useful. There's 4 pieces that measure 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, so that's 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres. And then there's 2 that measure 1 3/4 by 1 1/4, which is 4.5 by 3. And they're going to go up at the top. So they're going to go in the parts where there isn't the diagonal scored lines. Mint macaron's such a lovely colour, isn't it? And the last one on there. Okay, so I'm going to put tear and tape down here. And because it's only 8 1/4 inches, it's going to stick over that way a little bit. But by the nature of the fact that it's double-sided, you can bring it back to stick on itself. So anything that's sticking over, you just gently fold back. And then it's fine. So 2 sides and the back. Oops. Bring that round and close it, and see, look, might mess up. Nobody knows it's there. Okay, pinch in the sides, and where we put in those scored lines, it's just pulled it together perfectly. And I'm going to grab some of my little mini binder clips, and they are very mini, but they're very cute. So I'm going to have you get some silver ones and white ones. I couldn't tell you how many actually, millions it feels. And I'm going to take a silver one this time, and oops, my fingers are a bit slippery. Can't get a hold of it. There we go. Onto that. Right. Now, I had this great idea that I was going to stamp it, cut it and stick it on the front. And then I realised it would be too big. So I'm not going to do that. Which one shall I do though? Shall I go for the welcome little one? Let's see how big that's going to be on there. You see, that's going to be quite imposing. I might just do the flower again as I did before. I think so. So, scrap of Whisper White and a clear block. My Memento, because I'm going to use blends. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to fussy cut this. I'm really fussy cutting in me, not such a great skill of mine. I do know the theory: moves the cardstock, not the scissors. And herein lies the reason why I really, really like punches and dies, because I'm not so good at this thing. But I'm having fun. It's all good. I made the decision. I did think, oh, shall I just chop the words off? And then I thought, no, I'll go along and sort of semi-round the corner off a bit-ish. And then last one. Done. Right, let's grab some blends. So I want my mint macaron ones, which I think is those two. Mint macaron. And then I want my So Saffron. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the pale first on the leaves, which have curled where I've been manipulating the cardstock. Pale, darker in the bottom bits. And back in with the pale again to blend it. Super cute. And then the So Saffron, which is new. So Saffron is a new pair of blends. I think we had 5 or 6 new colours. We had the new in colours, or some of them, I don't know that we had all of them. And So Saffron was one of them. So I'm going to put dark right in the centre. And then a couple of dimensionals on the back of that. One there, and then I want a little edge piece to go along the bottom. Pop it on the front. You made my day. Oh, I've got Dropsy. How cute. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.